Hey guys, this is the accompaniment video for Level 1 Practical Chords. So hopefully we've already done this in class together. If not, do have a go, but please wait until we've done a proper class on it before you try and get too stuck in. So today, for your Level 1, we're going to look at a group of small chords and big chords. When I say small chords on the guitar, small chords are chords that only use the top three strings, the G string, the B string and the E string. So it uses this half. And there's a few nice little voicings we can use that only use one or two fingers. So this is a really nice place to get started. If you're a more experienced guitarist, that's still really good to get under your fingers because it's really important to know the small shapes as well as the big shapes. Later on when you get really advanced, hopefully you'll be using small shapes all over the neck. So it is really worth memorizing these. So first of all, we're going to look at your three small major chords. The three small major chords you're going to learn in this grade are C major, which is like this, G major, which is like this, and E major, which is like this. Okay, now we'll look at those in more detail in a moment. So first of all, C major, we're going to put the first finger down here on the B string, and it's really important. I'm going to try and show you that my finger is really curved. Okay, because if your finger is flat like this, then the E string will not ring out. You'll get this sound. So you have to make a curve. So look, my thumb goes in the back of the neck. I'm basically making like an OK symbol with my thumb and finger, making a big round O. Okay, thumb is in the back of the neck here. My first finger's on the B string on fret 1, and I'm playing from the G string. Okay, so the three notes you should hear are G, C, because it's the B string on fret 1, and E. And that makes a C major chord, like this. Okay? Please make sure you don't play any other string other than the G, the B, and the E, because it will sound a bit weird. So your next chord is G major. This is not a true G major chord, but it will work so that you can use it as a G major in songs. Later on we're going to learn a big G major like this, but for now we're just doing this small version, G major. Okay, again we're playing from the G chord, the G string. I'm going to get the notes of G, B and G again. Okay, so like I say, it's not a true G major chord, but it'll work. It'll work for now. So there we go, that's G, and you can use that in songs that ask for G major or just G. And your third chord is going to be this one, which is a small version of E major. Okay? So here we've got the first fret on the G string, open B, and open E. Okay? So G sharp, B, and E, making your E chord. Once again, just like the C chord, I'm making a big round O here with my thumb and forefinger. Okay? So it means that when I press the G string, the B string and the E strings will ring out. Okay, so just playing from the G string, just strumming through E major. Awesome. Once you've learned those three chords, you have two minor chords in this grade group as well. You've got A minor. These are small chords as well, just like the last ones. So we're going to play from the G string again. A minor, first finger is the first fret on the B string, just like C major was. But this time we also have to have our middle finger on the second fret on the G string. We're going to play through from the G string like this. Okay, so we get A, C, and E. A minor. Your second minor chord is going to be E minor, which is just like E major, where we pressed here on the G string on the first fret, but it's even easier. Because actually, we take it off, so you don't have to press anything. But what is important is that it is just G, B, and E. That is an E major chord, believe it or not, so you don't have to press anything whatsoever. But if you strum all the strings, that's not an E major chord, an E minor chord, sorry. It's not a very nice chord at all. If you just strum G, B, and E, you get an E minor. And again, you can use that in songs. Obviously, you have to be careful about your strumming, because if you knock any other strings, it's not an E minor anymore. Okay, so if you've finished your small chords, and don't underestimate them, it's really good to know them really well. There are 3 full-size chords for use in this grade. When I say full-size chords, I just mean chords that are using most of the strings, or at least more than just these top 3. So we do learn the small chords first of all, but after that we're going to move on to big chords. So you've got 3 big chords in this group. Your first is a full-size version of A major. Okay, full-size version of A major. So we're going to play the 2nd fret, 1st finger, 2nd fret on the D string first of all. So that's that one there. Take that 1st finger and pop it on. You're going to need to play quite far back on the fret, because this next finger is going to come in on the same fret. That is the 2nd fret on the G string, and that's your middle finger as well. Your ring finger is going to squeeze in there on the same fret again. So we're all on the 2nd fret here. It looks kind of squished in, but actually it's quite comfortable once you get used to it. You've got 1st finger, middle finger and ring finger, D string, G string and B string. Okay, so the notes we're playing here are E, A and C sharp. We're also going to play this low A string. So we get the A, we get an E here, we get an A here, a C sharp here and an E here. Okay, you don't need to know that at this stage, but it's nice to know it. We're going to play just from the A string. Ideally, don't play this low E. Okay, so you can put your pick through between the E and the A strings and just strum through. If you have to play the low E because it's too difficult to do that, doesn't matter. It will just sound a little bit muddy at the low end. If you can, just play from the A string. And that's your A major chord. The next chord we're going to learn at this grade level, is a D major chord. This is again a full-size D major chord. So we're going to need our 1st finger here. This is the 2nd fret on the G string. Our middle finger is going to go 2nd fret on the top E string, and our ring finger is going to go 3rd fret on the B string. Okay, so it's kind of an interesting shape. Kind of takes some getting used to. All right, so from here we're just going to play from the D string. Okay, so we're going to try and miss out the E and the A strings, but it doesn't matter. Again, if you have to strum all of them, it just sounds a bit muddy if you do, so it's nice to play just from the D string. Okay, so here we've got a D, an A D again, and an F sharp on the top. Okay, and we're playing through like this. That makes a D major chord. You've got one more, which most of you might already know because you'll have done your C major scale. This is your C major chord as well. Really important to know at this level. So C major chord is going to start with your 1st finger here on the B string on the 1st fret. Your middle finger is going to go here on the D string on the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger is going to go here on the 3rd fret of the A string. Okay? Because it's a C chord and this is a C here, again we're going to try not to play the low E. It does work, but again it makes it sound muddy. So try and play from the A where the C is. That sounds confusing. Try and play from the A string, because this note on the A string is the note of C, and this is a C chord. So we're going to play through. So we've got C, E, G, C and E again, a C major chord. Here we go, C major. Some of you guys are going to struggle a little bit with this chord because if your fingers are not arched, if your fingers are flat like this, then you'll probably get the C, and then you'll get a sort of flicky noise here and flicky noise here and something around here. The important thing to do is to, if that's happening, try and fix each finger one at a time, okay? So you'll probably make the chord and it'll be quite strong, but then maybe your fingers are new to guitar and they're trying to lay down flat. Just physically turn them back around. Use the very tips of your fingers to press, okay? Arch your fingers and then play each note one at a time. So if I know my C is good, then I know this finger is doing its job well and I can move on to the next one. If I hear the E well, then that's great, but if I hear it like this, then I know that this finger's probably fallen down. I need to pick it back up again. So just check each note individually. C, E, G, C, E. When you're happy that all of them are ringing out clear, you've got yourself a C major chord. Well done, keep practicing, don't give up, see you soon. Bye bye.